It isn't frequently you encounter the lead of a planet religious, rarer yet how he tweaks yours jaw. But how's which happened while I met the 14th Dalai Lama recent monthly. You aware while he has introduced a chamber. At first down there is a silence or, nearly once following how, a pulsation of communicable laugh. Following, down there he is, his person crumpled in a naughty smiling, his eyes instant over his toned glasses. I met his sanctity in Bodh Gaya, the northern Hindu city wherever Buddha oneself is told to include reached education. It is an favorable location to encounter the lead of Tibetan Buddhist, and it was as well an favorable date. He chuckled while I welcome him, obviously impressed to say on the volume. It draws on the wise of thousands of sutras and treatises spelled in Sanskrit by scholars in the Historical College of Nalanda, he said me. Nalanda is a fabulous location, based more than rather than a millennium and a part ago on a website on 100 km, 60 miles, of Bodh Gaya in India's east country of Bihar. Modern accounts explain an remarkable facility of temples, read rooms, gardens and accommodation houses, a true town in sharpened turrets, sparkling wine rooftop tiles, glimmer lotus flower ponds and peace bloom groves. It was one of the planet's at first universities and, at its spike, one of the big centers of training on the Earth, in several 10,000 students. Such a was its scope how, while it was razed to the land by Muslim invaders in the 12th age, the libraries were told to include burnt for 3 entire months. The just cause these old Buddhism texts kept the destroying, the Dalai Lama explainable, is since, centuries over, Tibetan monks had trekked downward to the hot Hindu plain of their icy redoubts in the Himalayas to convert them. They refundable to their monasteries in the mountains in these Tibetan versions. Now the Dalai Lama wants to do them accessible to the entire planet. Same wise came of India, he told, giggle, all he told seemed to be followed by a giggle, yet now we aware it superior rather than the unique Hindu masters. The Dalai Lama is in his previous 80s currently, but seems yet brisk. Seemingly his physician has said him he is necessary to bring how lot he wandering, but looking at his plan that just seems to indicate how he now wandering one day a 2 weeks, quite rather than each 1 week. But as he grows older, his followers include been constrained to believe which will occur while he ultimately passes off. His and final revival, will be a main geopolitic question. The China include recognized him as an foe, a wolf in friar's clothing, they one day named him, always with he discarded Beijing's guideline and fled Tibet in 1959 for nature reserve in India. In expulsion, seems be an unusually efficient envoy, not just of the Tibetan reason, but for Buddhist in general. In his merry smiling and burgundy robes, he has go to personify the West ideally of Buddhist, a wisdom friar on a peace travel in searching of personality enlightenment. Buddhist as necessary a famous defend now more than rather than always. Buddhism Myanmar's cruel assault on its Rohingya Muslim minority group is fair the largest drama sample of how, in southward East Asia and in another place, the heritage has been more entwined in a tension of toxicity and frequently forcible nationism. As the lead of Tibetan Buddhist, the Dalai Lama couldn't stand up immediately, but recent year, as Buddhism mobs torched Rohingya villages, he forced Myanmar to recall Buddha. The books he has written aim to give the wise of Buddha to a broad auditorium. He hopes they will promote human beings to research which he telephone call same framework of feeling as an academia subject. Formation anywhere is deliberate essential, he explains. Yet if you see, the substance of as called contemporary formation, really lot oriented on content importance. Not speaking on internal importance. So currently, present, the top educated man human beings, emotionally, lot of issue, he says, and one day once again bursts in impressed laugh. I loving to taunt some human beings, and so now I wish to taunt thou, he tells me, frictional my arm. I bracket myself. Thou see the nation historically wealthy in the expertise of feeling. He pauses, and softly tweaks my jaw in a thumb, thou Britishers entered contemporary formation. Down there is else blast of laugh and later his sanctity moves slow downward the chamber, giggling as he greets the hundreds of some human beings wait to see him.